What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to Oshi no Ko, this time with Season 2, Episode 3. Super excited, as usual. Last week was a banger of an episode looking at adaptations and how things get adapted from manga to, well, all types of story movies and such, but obviously in this regard, a stage play. I think it's like against 2.5D stage play. Again, I'm just like Aqua last week, not too interested in stage plays or anything. As he said, they're a little bit over dramatic, and I don't know. We had a whole segment about that at the end of the episode last week, and Akane is now going to take us on a date and tell us a little bit about these plays. So maybe she can give me a new kind of appreciation for them as well, perhaps. But again, I love the kind of topic of adaptations. It's something I'm very interested in. It's a bit of a lesson for all those people that always giving shit to an anime adaptation or movie adaptation of like their favorite material and pissed that it doesn't have everything they want in there. It's like, you can't, most of the time you can't put everything in. You've got to simplify it for a new audience, and you can't just cater to hardcore fans. It'd be nice if you could, don't get me wrong, and some things do that for sure. But yeah, as I said, I think we'll be expecting to be on a date with Aqua and Akane at the start of this episode. And also, it's like, from the author's point of view as well, I thought that was really interesting, because that's like, the author's point of view is disregarded a lot, because it's so like, because it's such a specific point of view, isn't it? The actual creator who has all the kind of lore and such in their head. It's something, again, you don't really care about as an audience member too much. It's like, it's more about how the audience perceives it less than how the author does, but that's also like a massive opinion. I felt really bad for the scriptwriter last week. Felt really bad for that guy. Guess they're actually back with Aqua. Again, I'm just kind of hoping we don't see that fucking bird head guy again. I want to work enough that I get to complain. Please no. Please no. Probably my least favorite part of this show. I like the Aqua. I like this whole idol kind of group stuff. I'd like to see Aqua achieve her dream. It's not as interesting to me as the whole kind of look into the acting, and eventually we'll get a good look into the idol industry and such, which I'll really enjoy. But I don't care for the attempted comedy of this peon, guys. Really quite shit in my opinion. It's a table tennis. Interesting. Never watched the table tennis. Well, I've watched a comedy. I can't remember what it was called, but it was like one of those like mid 2000s comedies on table tennis. I had a few big comedy actors in there. I can't remember what it's called though. It's been ages since I watched that. Maybe like Balls of Steel or something. I don't know. I need to watch that ping pong anime, which I've heard is really good. Yeah, it looks like Aqua did get quite engrossed in the ping pong. Oh, that's a colourful drink. That is quite amazing, isn't it? Quite expensive, you'd imagine, though. Yeah, I was thinking just before this episode started, Aqua, I know he was a doctor, so he's really good under pressure, but it still quite amazes me a little bit, and it will amaze me if he does well in this kind of like live acting. I think it'd be very easy to get like stage fright and such, but again, he was a doctor, so maybe that kind of carries over a little bit. The whole steady hands and such, steady hands of a doctor, probably helps in being an actor. But again, I think like Rakugo, for example, is just like, I think that's much more impressive than stuff like this, and it's so much more limited. I think that limitation really makes Rakugo and acting like that even like better and more showy than these like huge, massive, expensive stage plays. So did you. Yeah, what the fuck's going on? The actual like we left kind of unknowing. And we haven't got much time till we start this stuff, so like we need to get these guys scripts. Oh, is it? Oh yeah, I mean, proof's in the pudding right here. Ah shit, why am I lagging? Oh dear. To actually change up where I'm watching it, so the volume might slightly change. Apologies about that. Again, not really too much I can do. Yeah, apologies for that. Hopefully I would have cut that out of the video. Okay, he seems like a nice guy. That girl's crying. I think that's always a good, like, it's an amazing sign actually when you can move someone to tears at work. Bashy bastards. Yes, you have to sort this out. Well, that was a nice date, I guess, wasn't it? Fake date, but more so a learning curve right here. Discommunication da. I always do find it quite funny though. Always the strangest words shared between English and Japanese. Funny enough, discommunication. But ironic that. I mean, at that point, I kind of just don't say anything. That's what I do. And if you haven't got anything nice to say, or you're lying or something like that, just don't bother. Just don't say anything. Oh, now he's getting. Oh, he's getting it. Yeah, must be hard for her to let him in her home. Although, quite harsh still. Oh, fucking hell. Excuse me. That would make sense. Yeah. We're very much seeing that manga artist is relying on this woman, isn't she? No, I mentioned this in my Nana videos. The amount of manga artists you see actually get ill and like have to put their work on hiatus and such is like a big amount. There's definitely a correlation between the success and the health of the manga artist. Well, I'd say the story most of the time. I think usually in a lot of stories you can see a bit of, I think like Attack on Titan and things like that are a pretty good example of like what the manga artist is thinking about, what interests them. Brown nosing. Oh. Making sure it continues. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about with like the health of these manga artists. It's already like the Japanese workforce is already like pretty extreme as it is. And imagine once you actually get the success, it's even harder. So it's great that it's not. It's awful that she's experienced that, but it's also great if you know what I'm saying with Kana. That's why I like her story so much. It's like a bit of a brutal story of like a child. And I don't remember every like tidbit from first season. It's been a while, but being a successful actor and such as a kid. And then she almost like it's almost a bit like a midlife crisis. She almost kind of went through an actor's kind of like midlife crisis as a kid. So it's great in the fact that she's now got that experience of this stuff now going into adulthood. But it's absolutely awful that she she went through that as a child. Like that's like majorly fucked up. You see that I bring this up a lot. You see that a lot with actors, like the kid from Home Alone and plenty of other young actors who are major child stars and such, and then they just kind of fell off the edge of a cliff and like dozed knived into like drugs and drinking and partying and etc. And not all of them, of course, but again, it's very rare you see. I say it's very rare. Every now and then you see them, but it's very rare you see a child actor kind of continue their success and continue their kind of path through stardom from that child actor to an adult. Again, there's always exceptions, but most of like the big child stars I kind of knew growing up and such, I don't see them at all in movies and such nowadays. And there's a reason for that. Again, kind of described here a little bit, but that's why I love Kanata's character so much, just because I just find that very interesting and kind of sad as well. Kind of sad. It would only be this woman be able to, so let's hope. That's nice. But like Sato Kaiba. He's a third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck. But you're like, I think her name's Abiko Sensei. You're like a normal person though, which is like, she's like a nice woman. Like, it's actually much more impressive than being a very successful, kind of hard mangarized like this woman. I always find that weird when people say stuff like that. Yes, it's your creation, but what do you mean you see them as your children? I suppose that just does emphasize how much they do mean to the creator, but yeah, it's pretty funny she says all this, and then that guy from the shit adaptation's just like sitting next to her. Oh no, she's Abby. My bad. Got the names mixed up, you guys. Yeah. Crap the name. Like I said, oh, she doesn't have any assistants. Yeah, like I said, fucking, well, keep this up, your health is going to be down the drain. Christ, crusty. Literally got crusty eyes. Fucking hell.
手伝うわ。適当に背景埋めるからね。いや、いいです。座っててください。言ってる場合じゃないでしょ。もうなんだこの書き込み量。習慣で、なおかつ一人でやる密度じゃないでしょ。早くアシスタント雇いなさい。編集にも言ってるんですが、使えそうな人持ってこないんで。どうせ大御所にいい人材全部送ってるんであの担当使えないんで。襟好みしすぎなだけじゃないの？アシスタントは育てるものでしょ。そんな余裕はないです。見込みある。
Well, how can you expect someone to just be able to copy your art style and fit perfectly right off the bat? I mean, there's not much trash there, let's be honest, but you guys get the picture. Like, there's literally like a few bottles. Like, what's that guy from Twitch? There's that guy from Twitch that just lives in an absolute dump, isn't there? Could be that bad. You could be that bad. I knew this was coming. We all knew this was going to come. We all knew this was coming. Well, it's better than yours though. Sounds like they really need to get this out, to be honest with you. Jesus, she's got a nasty side to her. I was like, yeah, she's a really nice lady. She is still a nice lady, don't get me wrong, but again, I think this just needed to come out, honestly. Just detox all the thoughts here. It's like still going. Good point, honestly. If you're an introvert, what am I? A little miss extrovert. Jesus Christ. Well, I'm glad the insults have got like a little bit nicer in a way. Oh god damn. Okay. Again, I feel like that interaction was necessary. Oh, it is a shithole. Look at all those trash bags. Holy shit. I didn't see all those. Again, I just thought it was a few drinks on the floor. Yeah, this place is a shithole. But it's like, it's not the shittiest shithole. It actually looks quite clean apart from the trash bags and the drinks. Just ridiculous. That's a 16-hour day.
私も大概だし。ただ、よそであれ言ったら速攻で縁切られるから。
Probably.
どうしたら人とうまくできますか？
Trust other people. Yeah. But I've been thinking like the fact that she entrusted her adaptation to those people, even though they got it wrong. I feel like that was the right way to go about it. Trust these people. If it goes wrong, well, you now know that never to work with them again. Damn, look all those reference marks and stuff. Fucking hell. 思ったことをすぐ口にするのが良くないのよ。不器用な子。 Well, that was a bit of a therapy session, honestly, wasn't it? Why are we watching it again?
あのドラマ、私はやってよかったって思ってる。
And yeah, it must it's scary knowing that was a bad adaptation, but because it's got the same actors as well, that must be like bad vibes for this author. So I love how the ending kicks into these episodes, by the way. Now she's gonna check out what was his name? Ago or something. I forget the 3-letter word. I said about Aqua not remembering the name earlier. Not seeing the name. And here I am not remembering it. But yeah, this should give her a good we see everyone else like this play, so hopefully I think again it's like Ahigo Sensei or whatever. Fuck it, I don't know. Hopefully she'll like it because everyone else seems to have. And it looks like she did actually notice Kanna in that in that series before. So again, even though there was a mistake, even though it was bad adaptation and such, there's always again these like shining sparks. And even if there was nothing redeeming about it, like I said, just the fact that the author actually gave them kind of full creative control is the positive, honestly. Again, even though it didn't go well, the fact that she done that is the positive. Trusting other people with your work, let them give their kind of, because everyone views something differently, don't they? Like it's in a lot of works you can easily kind of tell what the author's trying to say, but then there are those where you can kind of have multiple kind of interpretations of a work, isn't there? And not one is exactly correct. So I think I appreciate stuff like that quite a bit, honestly, like open interpretations and stuff like that. Sometimes it can be quite confusing, but yeah, thank you guys for watching. Another fantastic episode today. Really love that scene there with the both the manga authors going at it. That again, it felt like a bit of a therapy session, just getting the truths you want to say out there, getting all we want to say about each other out there. Some harsh truths in there. A lot of it was truths though. Is the thing. There wasn't anything really kind of bullshit kind of coming out. But yeah, loved today's episode. Got a nice look at theatre again. I don't think I will ever be a big fan of theatre and such. Again, I'm just not too into the kind of over the top performances and such, like Aqua said last week, and I think that's always going to kind of play a part in it. I feel like things are just quite a lot more subtle in movies and such, aren't they? But yeah, another fantastic episode. Do let me know if you guys thought this one down in the comment section. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date. Hopefully we can get the screenwriter back and start fucking writing. Well, hopefully we might not need to write these scripts again. Hopefully we can bring the old ones back and maybe enhance Akane's role in that way. Or maybe her role won't be enhanced and she might just have to suck it up. But they need to sort this shit out ASAP, because yeah, it's not long till we get the play going. I can't wait to see that, by the way. But again, let me know what you guys thought in the comment section, and have a good rest of your day, guys.